Hello everyone, welcome to Commerce Classes. So today we'll be starting with the journal entries relating to appropriations out of surplus. As in the previous lecture we have studied that the adjustments relating to surplus, that is appropriations, falls in four main categories. Transfers to various types of reserves like general reserve, dividend equalization fund, sinking fund, etc. Then you have appropriations for dividend, appropriation for bonus issue and issue of shares in form of fully paid bonus shares or conversion of partly paid shares into fully paid shares, right? Then you have appropriation to meet statutory requirements at the time of redemption of preference shares. So these are four different adjustments relating to surplus which might be given in a problem. Now if we are to pass journal entries, then what will be the entries? Okay, now in all these four adjustments, the adjustment relating to dividend is a bit detailed adjustment which is requiring calculation of amount as well as determination of source of payment of dividend. So we'll be taking up dividend afterwards, and right now we will pass entries for the remaining three categories. Okay, starting with transfers to various reserves out of surplus. Like when you have calculated surplus, that is your income statement is ready, then you start with the adjustments. So if a part of your surplus is to be transferred to any of the reserves, say general reserve or dividend equalization fund, etc., the effect will be that your balance in surplus is going to be reduced. So your surplus account will be debited and the reserves which are being created, which are being added in this, they will be credited. So any amount of profit that we add to reserves is credited and any amount which we draw out of the account is debited. So your journal entry is surplus account debit to general reserve or any other reserve for that matter. So the effect will be your reserve will increase and your surplus amount will reduce. So if we are not passing entry and we are showing this adjustment through the notes to the balance sheet, then the effect will be in the relevant reserves wherever we are making transfers, be it sinking fund or general reserve, the amount will be added. That is transfer to reserves, transfers to sinking fund, etc. And in the surplus, the amount will be deducted, representing reduction in the value of surplus balance. Now second is statutory requirement for redemption of preference shares. Now when a company goes for redemption of preference shares or buyback and cancellation of shares, then our Companies Act requires that our capital structure should not change. That is, when capital is being cancelled, your capital is reducing, then at the same time either there should be equivalent increase in the capital, that is at one place your capital is reducing and on the other side you are increasing capital either by issue or by making transfer to capital redemption reserve. Now the effect is that when you make transfers to this reserve account, it has only one purpose. You can use this capital redemption reserve to issue fully paid bonus shares. That means ultimately this is going to be converted into capital, right? So this way we meet the legal requirement of keeping capital intact. So for this purpose, if we have redeemed our preference shares or we have bought back our shares and cancelled our shares, then equivalent amount is to be transferred to capital redemption reserve out of our surplus or free reserves. So your surplus or free reserve for the same will be reduced and capital redemption reserve will be created. That is, your CRR will increase by the same amount. So this will be shown in the notes as well. Now the next thing is bonus issue. Now when a company goes for bonus issue of shares, there are two ways to give the bonus. One is that the company converts its partly paid shares into fully paid shares. Another is issuing fully paid bonus shares to the shareholders. Let us see. Say the company is having share capital of 1 lakh shares of 10 rupees each, 8 called. Okay, so you have 8 lakh rupees of capital. Now suppose the company is having sufficient profits but it doesn't want to distribute profits in form of dividend, because dividend will imply cash will also go out. So company wants to give this benefit of profits to the shareholders. So one way is you give them bonus in the form of conversion of their partly paid capital into fully paid capital. That is, you call up the money. So remaining 2 rupees final call shall be made, but your shareholders don't need to pay the amount. This will be given as bonus. That means you will convert your profits into bonus issue and it will be adjusted against the final call. So you will make final call of 2 rupees against 1 lakh shares. That means 2 lakh rupees are to be called, but the same will be given as bonus issue. So your bonus issue is going to be of the final call of 2 rupees on 1 lakh shares. So 2 rupees is the amount. Now we are to see the sources. What sources can be used? Company can use its surplus balance. Company can use its general reserve or any other free reserve. Remember, when you give bonus in the form of conversion of partly paid shares into fully paid, you can use only free reserves. So suppose company is having 1 lakh in the surplus, 80,000 in the general reserve and 50,000 in say any other reserve, say by the name of revenue reserve. So you have 2,30,000 here. You are to utilize 2 lakh rupees out of this. So in what order we can use these reserves? It is up to the company. If nothing is given, you can follow any order. Suppose your question says that company wants to utilize revenue reserve to the minimum possible extent. That means you want to retain balance in this. You want to use it only if the need be. So you will first use surplus. You will use 1 lakh here. Then you use general reserve. So 1,80,000 is met. So remaining 20,000 will be met out of this revenue reserve. So even after giving bonus issue, you will be left with a balance of 30,000 here. So we can say that we used surplus 1 lakh, general reserve 80,000 and revenue reserve to the tune of 20,000. So sources are these three. Now how do we pass entry? When we are to pass entry, then all the reserves which are being used to draw upon the money, these reserves will be reduced. So these will be debited and we will create bonus issue. But since it is against final call, so our first entry should be to make the final call due. So share final call shall be made, share final call account debit to share capital account. Now you can give suitable narration for the same. Okay. Now in place of getting this money, bank to share final call, we are to adjust it against bonus issue. So now we'll create the reserve or we'll create bonus issue for the same. So you will utilize surplus because you can use it up to any amount. You will utilize general reserve then, and for the balance you will utilize the remaining revenue reserve because your question stated utilize it to the minimum possible extent. So your bonus issue is of 2 lakh. Okay, out of 2 lakh, 1,80,000 is this and balance is met out of revenue reserve. So in place of getting this in money form, we will adjust it against the bonus issue. So bonus issue is to be adjusted against final call. So rather than getting bank to share final call, our third entry in this case will be bonus issue account debit to share final call account. Right. So this is how we pass journal entries in this case. Although you people must have done these entries in first chapter while doing share capital. But we are just revising it again because this is also necessary in the final accounts. Right. Okay. So what were our journal entries for converting partly paid shares into fully paid? As we have understood through the example. First of all, calculate the amount of bonus issue, number of shares into final call. Then determine the sources, that is general reserve, free reserve, surplus. Now the journal entries will be number 1, make the final call due because you are to keep the capital now fully called and paid. So make the call money due. This will increase your capital. Now you are not going to get it. Rather you will arrange for the bonus amount. So utilize various reserves, transfer amount from these reserves to bonus issue. As you are utilizing these reserves will reduce. So their amount will reduce in the final balance sheet. Put it into bonus issue. Now match this bonus issue against the share final call. So bonus issue to share final call. So rather than having bank to share final call, we are having bonus issue to share final call account with the same amount. So effect is capital increases. So whereas we were having 1 lakh shares of 8 rupees called, now after this our capital will be 1 lakh shares of 10 rupees fully called and paid. So 10 lakh rupees of capital. Second effect will be that your reserves that you have utilized, they will be reducing in their value. So these reserves will reduce. So when we are making notes to balance sheet, therein in the general reserve or any other reserve that we are utilizing, we will reduce the amount withdrawn for giving bonus issue, right? So this is how the accounting for bonus issue in this form is done. Second type of bonus issue is issue of fully paid bonus shares to the existing shareholders in some decided proportion. So in some proportion you are giving fresh shares to the existing shareholders. So what will happen in this case? First of all, we will calculate bonus issue amount, which is existing holding into the ratio of the bonus issue to existing holding. So if you are giving say 2 shares for every 5 held, so your proportion is 2 by 5. Bonus issue is 2 and existing holding is 5 at the rate of the par value at which you are giving. Once you determine this amount, now you are to decide the sources. Now remember, when a company is giving fully paid bonus shares, then company can utilize capital redemption reserve, because this was created at the time of redemption of preference capital or when company went for buyback of its own shares and cancellation. So you reduced the capital and you transferred equivalent amount in the CRR, capital redemption reserve. So this reserve will now be utilized for issuing fully paid bonus shares. So this should be used at first. Secondly, we have securities premium, which can be used for this purpose, because security premium is also having 4 specific purposes, this being one of them. So you can use it to give fully paid bonus shares. Apart from that, you can use any free reserve, or you can use any you can say surplus, general reserve, sinking fund, any kind of reserve can be used in this. So once you have calculated the amount, you will determine the sources and then you will pass the entry. Now the journal entry will be that these sources are being converted into bonus issue. So we'll transfer amount from these reserves, CRR, securities premium, general reserve, surplus, etc. to bonus issue. This is the amount that we have already calculated. Okay, so you are adding up the sources to give this amount as bonus issue. So this bonus issue is converted into share capital. If you happen to give bonus issue at premium, then you will arrange for premium also, and the amount will be put into securities premium account. It is up to the company to issue bonus shares at par or at premium. So when it is at par, you will arrange the money only for par value. Okay, but if you issue bonus shares at premium, then you will arrange the money for premium also. So it will then be face value plus premium on issue of bonus shares. Capital will go into capital and premium amount will go into securities premium account. Like you can understand this through one example. Suppose a company is having existing capital of 1 lakh shares at the rate of 10, fully called and paid 10 lakh. Now herein remember one rule, right? The rule is that fully paid bonus shares can be given only to that category of shares which is fully called and paid. That is, bonus issue cannot be made for the partly paid shares in this category. So if you have 2 categories of shares, one is partly paid, another is fully paid, then bonus issue of fully paid shares will be given for the later category. And if you have only one category, then you need to first make them fully called and paid, and then only you can go for issue of fully paid bonus shares. Now suppose company is to issue bonus shares As such, for every 5 shares held, 2 shares will be given as bonus share. So the amount of bonus issue will be, you have 1 lakh shares. So how many shares will be issued for bonus? 2 shares for every 5 held. Okay, at the rate of 10, because they are not specifying premium. So it means 40,000 shares of 10 rupees each. That is 4 lakh rupees of bonus issue is to be made. Now we are to consider the sources. So let us assume the company is having, say, capital redemption reserve 3 lakh, securities premium say 50,000, capital reserve is not there, general reserve is 1 lakh, surplus is 80,000. Now your question says that company wants to utilize general reserve to the minimum possible extent. That means you will go for general reserve only if there is a need. Now you need 4 lakh. So we are to first use CRR. You can use it fully because this has only this purpose. Securities premium can be fully used. So 3,50,000 is available from these two sources. You still have a deficiency of 50,000. You need 50,000 more. Your question says utilize reserve to the minimum possible extent. So for the time being, leave it. Utilize surplus. So out of 80,000, you can use 50,000 for this purpose. So obviously you don't need to use general reserve. So you don't need it. It will be kept as it is. So these are the sources of bonus issue. So your journal entry will be, you are using CRR, you are using securities premium, you are using surplus account. So these will be transferred to bonus issue account. Okay, so 3 lakh, 50,000, 50,000, that means 4 lakh rupees are transferred to bonus issue, and from bonus issue account it will be converted to share capital. These are all interconnected entries. I am not explaining you debit or credit rules here because I hope you understand the rules, right? And when we are working for connected transactions, we don't need to look for the rules. Whatever you have done in the first place, you are to adjust it and then come to the second stage. So in the first stage, we transferred amount from our reserves to bonus issue. We know that when we have reserves, we transfer amount to reserve, they are credited. So if you are to draw from the reserves, they will be debited. So you put it into bonus issue. Now you are creating bonus issue. At second step, you are using bonus issue. So when you created, you credited it. In order to use it, you need to debit it. So you debit it and then capital is raised. Capital being created is credited. So this is your journal entry. Effect will be your capital will increase. So in the notes to balance sheet, you will add up capital 4 lakh rupees for bonus issue. Because as per the Company Act rules, any change in the capital must be fully explained. So this will be explained in the notes to balance sheet. Now bonus issue was created and utilized. So nothing in this will come in the balance sheet. But CRR, securities premium and surplus that you have here, it will be reduced. So in your notes to balance sheet, when you are preparing general reserve or capital redemption reserve, you will deduct the amount. Withdrawal from the reserve for bonus issue, withdrawal from the reserve for bonus issue, right? So these will be reduced. So if we are to pass journal entries, we'll pass these entries for bonus issue. This is for fully called and paid bonus shares being issued. There are 2 entries, and these 3 entries are for converting partly paid shares into fully paid shares, right? So this way we have completed the 3 appropriations out of surplus for journal entries, transfer to various reserves, statutory requirement at the time of redemption. This is also similar to first one because it is just transfer to capital redemption reserve, right? Then you have bonus issue worked under 2 different cases. Now we are having the next adjustment, that is dividend. So we'll be taking up next time dividend. First of all, we'll study the basic provisions of dividend. Then we'll start with the calculation of the amount and sources of payment of dividend. And then journal entries. Thank you.